Welcome to our deep dive into the AI supremacy battle between the United States and China. This global race is reshaping industries, economies, and even global security. Think of it like this. Remember the Cold War? Yeah, well, this is like that. But instead of stockpiling nukes, they're stockpiling lines of code. And instead of worrying about mutually assured destruction, we're worried about who gets to control the future of, well, everything. Now, I know what you're thinking, John. This sounds terrifying and also incredibly boring. And you'd be right, but it's also incredibly important because whoever wins this race doesn't just get bragging rights, they get to write the rules for the 21st century.
First up, let's talk about the American contenders, and leading the charge we have OpenAI. These are the folks behind ChatGPT, DALL-E, and GPT-4, the rock stars of the generative AI world. They're basically making AI that can write poetry, compose music, and create images that would make Picasso weep into his cubist soup. They've attracted billions in funding, mostly from Microsoft, who clearly see them as their golden ticket to AI dominance. But it's not all fun and games. OpenAI has been very vocal about the potential dangers of AI, which you might think is weird considering they're building the damn thing. It's a bit like Dr. Frankenstein warning everyone about the dangers of reanimating corpses while simultaneously bolting a head onto a different body every Tuesday.
Next, we have Google DeepMind, because of course Google has its fingers in this AI pie. These are the geniuses who built AlphaFold, an AI that can predict protein structures, which is a much bigger deal than it sounds. This breakthrough has the potential to revolutionize medicine and drug discovery, which is great news for anyone who enjoys not dying from horrible diseases. They also developed AlphaGo, the AI that famously defeated a world champion Go player, which is a game so complex it makes chess look like Candyland.
And then there's Microsoft, who, let's be honest, are like that friend who always tries to buy your friendship with expensive gifts. They're pouring billions into AI, not just with OpenAI, but also with their own research and development. Their focus is on integrating AI into everything they can, from their cloud computing platform Azure to their suite of Office software. Their AI assistant, Copilot, is like Clippy's much smarter, less annoying cousin who can actually help you write a decent email. They're betting big on making AI accessible and useful for businesses and everyday users.
Chapter 4. Anthropic, the Ethics Police. Now let's talk about Anthropic, because someone has to be the responsible one in this technological free-for-all. They're focused on developing AI that is safe, reliable, and, dare we say, ethical. They're like the designated driver of the AI party, making sure no one drinks too much and crashes their self-driving car into a robot petting zoo. They're developing Claude AI, their answer to ChatGPT, but with a focus on transparency and control. Think of them as the anti-Skynet, trying to prevent the robot apocalypse before it even starts.
Chapter 5, Meta AI, the open source advocate. And then there's Meta, because apparently Mark Zuckerberg wasn't content with just owning all of our personal data. He wants to own the AI that analyzes it too. They're focusing on developing open source AI models, like Llama 3, which they believe will lead to faster innovation and wider access to AI technology. It's a bit like giving away the recipe for Coca-Cola, except instead of a sugary drink, you're giving away the keys to potentially reshape the world. Whether this is a good thing or not remains to be seen.
Chapter 6. Baidu, the Chinese Google. Now let's hop across the Pacific and take a look at what China's been cooking up in its AI labs. First up, we have Baidu, often referred to as the Google of China, because when you're a communist dictatorship, you can't just copy and paste someone else's homework, you have to at least change the font. They've developed ERNIE Bot, their answer to ChatGPT, and it's specifically designed for the Chinese market. That means it's fluent in Mandarin, understands Chinese cultural nuances, and most importantly, plays nicely with China's strict censorship rules.
Next up, we have Alibaba, the e-commerce behemoth that makes Amazon look like a mom-and-pop shop. They're using AI to power their massive online marketplace, optimizing logistics, personalizing shopping experiences, and basically automating everything they can get their digital hands on. They're also developing AI for cloud computing, healthcare, and even self-driving cars. They're like the efficient, data-driven overlords of your online shopping addiction.
And then there's Tencent, the gaming and social media giant that's basically taking over the world one WeChat message at a time. They're using AI to develop everything from better video games and personalized news feeds to facial recognition software that can identify you from a mile away. They're also investing heavily in AI research, particularly in areas like natural language processing and computer vision. They're like the cool kids in school who are good at everything they do, which is both impressive and slightly terrifying.
And finally, we have Huawei, the telecom giant that's been caught in the crossfire of the US-China tech war. Despite facing sanctions and restrictions, they're still pushing ahead with their AI ambitions, developing their own AI chips, cloud computing platforms, and even their own large language model, the Pangu model. They're like the underdog in this fight, but they're scrappy, determined, and backed by the full force of the Chinese government.
The AI battle is no longer just about technology. It's about global power, security, and influence. With China accelerating its AI expansion, the US faces a critical challenge in maintaining its AI dominance. This isn't just a friendly competition, folks. This is a full-blown AI arms race, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Will this lead to a future of cooperation or conflict? Will we see an AI-powered utopia or a dystopian nightmare fueled by algorithms? Frankly, nobody knows. But one thing's for sure, this is a story that's only just beginning. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this high-stakes race.